You've waited all day for the perfect shot. You set up in the right place, waiting patiently, and there it is. Majestic animals, beautiful flora, and just the right amount of sun. The perfect picture. You are nature photographers in Redwood, which was designed by Christophe Ronbal and published by Sit Down, who helped sponsor this video. Hi everybody, my name is Nick Murphy of the Brothers Murph, and we are here with Board Game Geek. Well, I've been sitting here for 5 hours with my camera, so while we're waiting, let's learn how to play Redwood. In Redwood, players will take on the role of photographers trying to snag the perfect shot. Throughout the game, you'll be using movement templates to position your photographers around the board, carefully avoiding all the wildlife and the other photographers. You will then use lens templates to capture as much beauty as you can in your picture. You will only take 5 pictures in a game, so you have to be precise. And with that, let's get into the setup. Place the round game board in the center of the table, sort the panorama cards by color, and place them in their respective biomes. If playing the basic game, keep them on the side with the white band at the bottom. Randomly choose an Aurora card. This will indicate how various components should be set up. Sort the objective cards into piles 1 through 5 and then draw one of each value. Place the rest back in the box. Place the objective cards face down in the spaces indicated on the Aurora card and then reveal objective 1. Place the sun token on the panorama shown on the Aurora card, and then place the animals in the hexagonal holes shown on the card as well. Note that you should be placing these animals with the hex on their back on the game board. Return the Aurora card back to the box. Hang the templates on the display board in their corresponding spaces. Distribute the tokens onto the 2 general supply boards and place the string nearby. Each player takes a personal supply board and 2 photographers. Randomly choose a first player, and then in reverse turn order, each player will place one of their photographers onto one unoccupied signpost space. And that concludes the setup. A game of Redwood will take place over 5 rounds, and each round all players will take 1 turn. Starting with the second round, at the beginning of the round, the sun marker will move to the next panorama card clockwise and will reveal the next objective cards it passes over. A player's turn will have 3 steps. Choose one of each template, move your photographer, and then take a photo. When you choose a template, you must choose 1 movement template and 1 camera lens template. You may choose them from the general supply, or you may choose them from the templates other players have in front of them, or you may do a mix of both, though you may never choose the templates that are in front of you. Though during the first round, you won't have any in front of you. Note that you are not allowed to check templates and then put them back. Once you touch one, it's yours. Much of this game is judging things like distance and shape. Once you have chosen your new templates, any templates from previous rounds still in front of you will go back to the general supply. Now your photographer will move. You will attach this end of your movement template to your photographer's base, and then you may orient it however you want with these rules. Your template may not overlap at all with any animals or other photographers. You don't want to disturb the wildlife after all. And the end circle may not end up off the board. Once you've decided your path, you will then place your second photographer on the circle at the end of the template. You will remove the first photographer and the template and return them to your personal supply. Now that you've moved into your new position, it's time to take your photograph. You will take the lens template you chose and attach it to your photographer. Your lens may not overlap with any photographers. No one wants them in the picture. You want to orient your lens so it completely covers subjects you want to appear in your photo. If it only partially covers a subject, you're out of luck. The subjects that can show up in your photo are wildlife, flowers, and sequoias. Once you have chosen the orientation of your lens, you will look to see which biome you're taking a photo in. You will trace a line down the center of your lens all the way to the edge of the game board. If it's hard to see where the line would end on the edge of the board, you can use the string to make it easier. The color of the biome dictates the color of the panorama card you will take. Remember that it's where your lens is pointing at the edge of the board. For instance, in this case, you will take one of these panoramas as your lens ends here even though it starts in this biome. If you are pointing at a signpost between 2 biomes, you may choose which biome you're pointing at. Once you've established the biome you're photographing in, you will take a panorama card of that color. If the sun token is on that card, take a sun token from the supply as well. If the panorama stack is empty, you may not point your camera into that biome. You will then place the panorama card onto your board. You may place the new photo on the left side or the right side, but you may not place it in between 2 photos. When placing, you want to match the edges of the card. Matching the edges continues your full panorama and will score more points at the end of the game. If you took a sun token, place it in the sky of your new panorama. This shows that your photo had a lot of light. Now you will fill in your new panorama card with subjects that are in your photo. You will look through your lens, and any subjects that are completely covered by your template you will collect from the general supply. These will be animals, flowers, and sequoia trees. You will then choose which subjects to place on your panorama card to cover up these symbols. Any of these symbols not covered will cost you points at the end of the game. If you have more subjects than places to put them on your card, the extra subjects are discarded. Note that you may only place tokens on your new panorama card. You may never place them on panoramas from the previous rounds. You will then check to see if you met the requirements of any revealed objective cards. There are many objectives, and they can score for having certain subjects in your photo, for having your photographer in certain spaces, for which template you used, and much more. There's a full appendix of all the objective cards in the rulebook. If you do meet an objective card, you will gain the points shown on the card. The last thing you will do in your turn is move the animals. Each animal has 2 favorite biomes. You will move all animals that you just photographed. Note that if you were unable to place that animal onto your panorama card, you did not photograph that animal. You will remove your lens template, and then you will move each photographed animal to another hexagonal hole in one of the animal's favorite biomes. If there are no spaces available in those biomes, you may place the animal anywhere. When you place the animal, the hexagonal hole must not be covered by a photographer, and that concludes your turn. You should now have the 2 templates you used in your personal supply, and the turn will move to the player on your left. Once the round is finished, the sun marker will move to the next panorama card, revealing the next objective card. At the end of 5 rounds, the game will end, and you will proceed to endgame scoring. At the end of the 5th round, all players will score. Players will start their score with any points they scored in-game from objectives. You will then score points for having different types of animals in your pictures. For one type of animal, you score 0 points. For 2 different types, you score 1 point. 3 scores 3 points, 4 scores 6 points, 5 scores 10 points, 6 scores 15 points, and for all 7, you score 21 points. Each animal also scores the points shown on them. Each flower you photographed is 1 point, and each sequoia tree is 2 points. You will then score your longest matching row of panorama cards. If 2 cards match perfectly, you score 3 points. If 3 match, you score 6. If 4 match, you score 10. And if all 5 match, you score 15. You will score 4 points if you have 1 sun token in your whole panorama, but if you have 2, you lose 1 point. Too much light can ruin a photo. And finally, every empty space on your panorama card loses you 1 point, and at the end of the game, the photographer with the most points will win. This game is all about spatial awareness. It's tougher than you think to line up your photo perfectly, and you're not allowed to test out your templates before you choose them, so you've got to trust your eyes. And if Redwood seems like something you'd enjoy, make sure to check it out and find out more. And until next time, I've been Nick Murphy, and that is how you play Redwood. Have a great day.